New York reveals itself first from the water. For centuries, this harbor was the city's lifeline to the world. Geography shaped New York's destiny from the very beginning. 2 rivers, 1 harbor, and endless opportunity. This harbor is never truly still. Trade, labor, and survival flow through these docks every day. Beyond the harbor, the city tightens and turns inward. These streets were shaped by habit, not design. Wall Street began as a line of defense. By the 1700s, it had become the center of power and trade. Church bells once structured the rhythm of the city. Faith, authority, and community met beneath these steeples. Worship was never only spiritual, it reflected who belonged and where. Markets were the city's beating heart. Food, news, and ideas all passed through here. The city's prosperity rested on unseen labor. Without it, nothing here could function. In taverns, the future was debated long before it was declared. Revolution often begins in whispers. As decades passed, the city pressed steadily outward. Growth came slowly, shaped by need rather than ambition. Empire brought wealth, and wealth reshaped the city. But not everyone shared in its rewards. Prosperity and hardship existed side by side. The city's divisions were visible in every street. News traveled slowly, but its impact was lasting. Ideas moved hand to hand, not screen to screen. Change rarely announces itself all at once. It gathers quietly before it breaks. By the late 1760s, politics moved from parchment to the street. Resistance began as conversation. Soldiers were not yet professionals. They were neighbors, preparing for uncertainty. Control of New York meant control of the war. The harbor became a battlefield without gunfire. Occupation changed the rhythm of daily life. The streets belonged to someone else now. Even under occupation, the city endured. Survival became an act of quiet resistance. Fire reshaped the city more than any army. In a single night, entire neighborhoods vanished. Thousands were left without homes. The war displaced civilians as surely as soldiers. Occupation transformed New York into a city under pressure. Crowding became a daily hardship. Food became precious. Survival depended on access, not effort. Even in hardship, life continued. History was lived quietly, one day at a time. In November 1783, British forces finally departed. New York was free, for the first time in 7 years. The city welcomed new guardians. Freedom arrived not with spectacle, but resolve. Here, the nation briefly found its center. New York became the first capital of the United States. Here, George Washington took the oath of office. A republic began on familiar colonial streets. The city would grow beyond recognition, but its story began here. After years of war, the city began to repair itself. Rebuilding was slow but relentless. Commerce resumed almost immediately. Markets once again anchored daily life.
Fresh fish, caught this morning.
Taverns remained the city's informal parliament. Politics lived in conversation.
Our rights as Englishmen are paramount.
The harbor returned to its true purpose. Trade, not war, defined the water again. New York moved forward without erasing its past. History remained embedded in every street. Wall Street carried a different weight now. It was no longer just commercial, it was symbolic. Here, governance took physical form. The nation began to organize itself. In this place, a president took his oath. A fragile republic stepped into the world. For a brief time, this was the nation's center. Power passed quietly through narrow streets. The capital would move elsewhere, but New York had learned its future. These streets carried centuries before they carried crowds. Every stone remembered footsteps long gone. New York was never rebuilt all at once. It grew by layering time upon time. Empires shifted, governments changed, but the harbor endured. Beneath every tower, these foundations remain. The past never truly disappears. Leaving this world feels difficult. History resists being forgotten. This city was never static. It was always becoming something else. The modern city grew from these same waters. The rhythm never changed. Standing here, centuries feel close. History is not distant, it surrounds us. These streets shaped a nation, and they still hold its weight. Thank you for walking through the past with me. Until the next city, the next moment, the next story.